Sarajevo, 28th of June 1914. Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria and his wife Sophie were assassinated. The murder was Gavrilo Princip, a Serbian nationalist. The assassination of Sarajevo marked the beginning of the First World War, the original catastrophe of the 20th century. But who was the man that changed the world forever? The man who determined Europe's fate forever? Gavrilo Princip was born on July 25, 1894, in the small village of Oblajaj in western Bosnia. His family were poor Orthodox Serb peasants. His father, Petar, was a postman and farmer, known for his strict religious values. Gavrilo was one of 9 children, but only 3 survived infancy, a harsh reflection of the poverty and conditions that shaped his early life. Despite his frail health, Gavrilo showed early signs of intelligence and determination. At 13, he left his village to attend school in Sarajevo. He first enrolled in a merchant school, but soon transferred to a gymnasium, where he encountered a more politically charged environment and a broader education. In Sarajevo, he was introduced to Mlada Bosna, Young Bosnia, a revolutionary student movement. The 1908 annexation of Bosnia by Austria-Hungary had inflamed nationalist sentiment. Young Bosnia dreamed of uniting South Slavs and ending imperial rule. Princip was drawn to their ideals. In 1912, after taking part in anti-Austrian protests, Princip was expelled from school. Rather than return home, he walked across the border into Serbia. In Belgrade, he lived in poverty, often sleeping outdoors, but immersed himself in revolutionary literature and made contact with radical nationalists. During the First Balkan War in 1912, he tried to enlist in the Serbian army, but was rejected for being too weak. The rejection humiliated him, but only deepened his resolve. He remained in Serbia, where he continued to study and absorb nationalist ideology. Eventually, he came into contact with members of the Black Hand, a secret Serbian nationalist organization. Though not a formal member, he was influenced by their ideas and received support from individuals connected to the group. His belief in violent resistance grew stronger. By 1913, repression in Bosnia intensified. Austrian authorities cracked down on Serbian culture and education. Now 19, Princip returned to Bosnia with a growing sense of urgency. He believed that only a dramatic act could awaken the world to the South's struggle. When he learned that Archduke Franz Ferdinand would visit Sarajevo in June 1914, he saw a chance to strike. For Princip, the visit symbolized imperial arrogance. He and his comrades began to plan an assassination, an act they believed would change the situation of the Slavic nations. But the consequences the assassination actually had could not be predicted. After Gavrilo Princip assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie on June 28, 1914, he was immediately seized by Austro-Hungarian authorities. He attempted to take his own life with a cyanide capsule and a pistol, but both failed. He was captured alive and severely beaten by an angry crowd before being taken into custody. Because he was only 19 at the time, under the legal age of 20, he was ineligible for the death penalty under Austro-Hungarian law. Instead, on October 28, 1914, he was sentenced to the maximum penalty, 20 years in prison. He was held at the fortress prison in Terezin, in what is now the Czech Republic. His imprisonment was harsh. Princip suffered from malnutrition, poor hygiene, and extreme isolation. He developed tuberculosis, which spread to his bones. His right arm became infected and had to be amputated. By the time of his death on April 28, 1918, he weighed barely 40 kilograms and was physically broken. Princip died just months before the end of World War I, a war his actions had helped ignite. Though he never lived to see the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian Empire or the creation of the kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, later Yugoslavia, he remained a controversial figure, hailed as a hero by some, condemned as a terrorist by others. The past doesn't sleep, it whispers. Through ruins, through records, through the lives of those who came before. Thank you for listening to The Echoes. Until next time, keep asking, keep remembering, because history never truly fades. It just waits to be heard again.